every superpower and ability Alita has in manga, graphic novel, and movie. Why? Because I have seen so many comparison and versus videos of Alita with other characters, and I have come to realize that people really need to be taught whom they are actually talking about. And yes, these powers are what Alita has in movie also, because movie was created with 95.9% purity with the source material, graphic novel, and manga. And now let's dive into the world of Battle Angel. Number 1, super strength. Well, it is not a very surprising factor because we all have seen how much powerful Rita is, especially with her berserker body in the movie. But in the graphic novel, when she remembers most of her Panzerkunst and fighting techniques, she is far more capable of doing much more damage than you can ever imagine. Like, I don't want to spoil you because I myself explaining Alita Battle Saga on my channel, but I will tell you that in graphic novel, there was a moment when bad guys got hands on Alita's berserker body, and with that berserker body, they did a massive amount of destruction in Iron City or Scrapyard, you can say. So imagine if a random person can do that, Alita, who was created to use that berserker body, how much destruction she can cause. Number 2, super speed. Yes, Alita has super speed, and this is all thanks to Destiny Nova. Well, in the graphic novel, there is a moment when Alita was recreated. Oh, I am spoiling everything. Well, when recreating Alita, gave her super speed, increasing her brain cells with 150%. And with that, Alita was able to dodge the bullets and destroy the weapons, even was unable to see and control her own speed, and she did all that in just 0.09 seconds. And later, she also used her super speed to climb to the orbital elevator of Zalem that you can see. It is from Earth to space travel, so she covered all that in just few seconds. So yes, she has super speed and very impressive level. Number 3, regeneration, or you can say self-regenerate or also instant healing. Well, we have so many characters in market with this ability, and Alita also has this ability of instant healing, but you don't know that she can also regenerate. Yes, the berserker body that you saw in the movie is not just a nanotechnology, it is a living technology created with berserker cells, and with these cells she is able to regenerate her body parts, but obviously it takes so much time to get them back, and this is why Alita and Deadpool are so relatable, as both of them usually are so much adaptive to their losing the body parts and using their own body parts during a fight, because obviously they have to wait and spend a lot of time without their body parts whenever they lose them. And I think they will be very good buddies because they have a common bully, Sir Ed Screen. Number 4, shape shifting. Yes, shape shifting. This is something that you must be not thinking about. But yes, like I told you, Berserker body is made up of Berserker cells and also nanotechnology. And as you saw in the movie, Berserker body can recreate its own structure and design according to the shape and imagination of the owner. And Alita obviously never used this ability more than just making some weapons or elbow sword technique, which is her special Panzerkunst move. While these features are also a little bit thanks to Destiny Nova's upgrade he gave to Alita while recreating her, as he gave more features to her body and making it possible for her to change her body color and design, which is, you can see. Well, my favorite Alita avatar is Phoenix Alita, by the way. Now the 5th ability, which is flight and flying ability, and I'm not going to take too much time on it because I already explained you how powerful Berserker body is. And yes, it is not a surprise, it should not be a surprise that she has flying abilities also. With her Berserker body, she can create wings, and she did use that ability 2 or 3 times, or like at least 2 times. But like I already told you, she do not use her powers and abilities most of the time and only fight as a warrior with her Panzerkunst fighting techniques and her abilities. And I'm serious, she has a very great pride as a warrior and she will not tolerate any kind of insult in any form of capacity or anything. Okay, now it's time to actually surprise you with something that you absolutely cannot imagine. So it is number 6 ability Alita has. Astral projection. If you have seen Doctor Strange, you obviously know his ability to astrally travel from his body, and what the hell I'm talking about. Everyone knows about MCU. So Alita can also use, not like actually use, but she has done this astral projection stuff. And I'm actually not completely sure how to exactly explain it, because in the graphic novel, which is still ongoing, we are still exploring about Alita's past and we still have not completely complete knowledge about how exactly this is happening. But in some situations, it has happened to Alita where she experienced like she's seeing herself fighting outside from her body, and this phenomena happened to her so many times, and sometimes it was actually not beneficial for the fight, but it is something that I believe maybe the current Alita who's on Mars right now, she has complete complete control over this ability. Because in Mars Chronicles, there is also another character, Uni Boo, a girl who is able to do this similar kind of stuff. And I absolutely, like I told you, we are still exploring the history of Mars and Panzerkunst Chronicles. So yes, it is still so unclear and we do not have much information to talk about this, but I wanted to include this thing in the video because this is my channel, guys. I am the creator, so I can do whatever I want. Now let's talk about something that you already know, which is plasma projection. As you saw in the movie, Alita has ability, it is actually a default feature in Alita's Berserker body that she can control use plasma. And Alita is so iconic and amazing with this ability, and she has used it so many times, especially defeating her one of the most strongest opponent, which is Sachumoto, a regenerating monster type machine. It was really hard for Alita to fight with that monster, but she also had an ability that is called EMP manipulation. She can manipulate electromagnetic waves and forces, and due to that she has so many other abilities and options to defeat her enemies, depending if they are androids, machines or cyborgs, anything. I mean, if you know Neo Automata via androids gets EMP blast and infected and everything is done. Alita on the other hand has so much advantage over all of them, and you will understand it much better with the next superpower in the list. Number 8, Techno Formation. What, you don't know about this ability? Well, do you know Ben 10 Alien Force? There is a green alien. Yes, so Alita has Technoformation, which means she can manipulate technology, she can upgrade technology, she can consume technologies. I mean, if you are an android, cyborg or robot, you are literally effed up against these characters because they can take control of any technology and they can even take your technology against you if you have any. I mean, if you're not a Superman. In graphic novel, Alita could use repulsive rays like Iron Man, create energy blast, or even create weapons that you don't know about. Like, she can literally experiment and create her own weapons and techniques to fight against the enemies. And yes, they are really so deadly. Like, she can literally defeat her enemy in seconds, but she just loves to play, and like I told you, she just loves to be a warrior and also a little bit fashionable because she also grew a tail. And the biggest example of Alita's technoformation is when she consumed the whole space city above Zalem, which is Cathuries. In the graphic novel, she merged herself with the whole city to stop it from colliding to the moon surface and saved everyone's life. Number 9, Cyber Potence, or you can say unlimited power in virtual space or cyberspace. If you don't know, Alita's saga and chronology is so big with more than 30 volumes and so much history to cover. And it starts with the same human history with 1969 Apollo 11, and then permanent bases were established on Moon and Mars. And later in 2006 with an American team led by a Dr. Colin Farrell, he built Pentagon, a quantum brain simulator which was to verify Penrose's quantum brain theory. Roger Penrose was a mathematical physicist who made so much contribution in the cosmology. According to him, he proposed that consciousness is produced by quantum effect which occurs in brain cells. So with that, Colin Farrell also developed a quantum brain simulator. But sadly, apocalypse happened and Earth got destroyed. And after that, Colin's great-grandson, Arthur Farrell, he ended the conflict between vampires and humans. Yes, Alita has vampires also. So after the conflict was over, Arthur recreated everything and built a whole world once again. And he created Melchizedek, a powerful quantum server, quantum brain you can say, to control and govern everything. And he also created a chip called Fata Morgana, a quantum program which has authority to control literally everything in Melchizedek and the cyberspace. In graphic novel, the last and the oldest vampire, Carla Sanguis, gave this Fata Morgana to Alita, and later in the story, this Fata Morgana merged with Alita's brain, giving her and making her the queen of cyberspace, and she literally was unstoppable. And not only this, but during this incident, a military wormhole reactor core was merged with Alita's body, giving the most powerful energy source, and Fata Morgana gave Alita the most powerful cyber brain ever. Now, last but not least, our 10th superpower is Panzerkunst itself. Yes, the lost Martian technique is not just a fighting technique. In the Mars Chronicle, Panzerkunst was created by Kunstlers, a mysterious and secret military organization, and it is considered as the worst nightmare of your life if you find or face any Kunstler. The Kunstlers believe in the skills and abilities of a human person combined with the technology, and thus they have some deadliest fighting moves and abilities that feel so much unnatural. For example, Hetsa Heion, zero gravity fighting techniques, and many more. In fact, I can actually make a whole separate video about Panzerkunst and Kunstlers because we are actually still learning about them, and after the third series, we are still diving into the chronicles of and how strong Kunstlers are. And as we learn more about Panzerkunst, like Alita's guru Gelda and her sister Erika, we come to understand that majority of the moves and fighting techniques are actually prohibited in a fight because they can literally cause so much damage or maybe disaster to both the parties. So yeah, Panzerkunst itself is a superpower and deadliest weapon I ever. And that's it. This is all I wanted to cover in this video. Actually, I have more to cover, but this is it for this video. I hope with this video, after this video, you will be able to compare Alita properly with other characters, superheroes, MCU, DC. There are so many universes. Invincible, I love it. Recently read it so much. Amazing, I loved it so much. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell me what you think about this video. Tell me your reviews. Was this video enjoyable, entertaining? I mean, the comment box is always empty. Fill it, guys, or something bad will happen to you. So thank you everyone. I will see you again in another near Tom Alita Battle in a fan video, and until then, farewell.